They may be on the road, but the Bulls still know how to dress to impress. A look here as they come off the bus earlier today. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. Downtown San Antonio, Texas. This bridge spans the Riverwalk, not too far from our location tonight. Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA, the NBA's celebration of Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. DA, take it away.
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan is a prolific scorer, but he's also a dangerous drive and kick weapon. He said, "I never pay attention to the defender guarding me. I look at the four guys behind him and how they react. A lot of times I don't even look to score. I draw 3 or 4 guys and get my teammates open shots." Kevin?
Great vision, David. Thank you. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out east. The season nearly complete. Take a look at the Bulls. They've done well enough to be in 5th place in the conference so far.
And, you know, for the Bulls, so much has gone right for them this season. They've needed some breaks to go their way, and it feels like they've gotten them all. Now they're poised for success in the playoffs.
They look to be a dangerous team. I wouldn't have thought that a few months ago, but now I'm a believer.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Young and Carter are the big men inside. Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. And it's B in at the point guard. And for the Spurs, Gay and Aldridge are up front. Then it's DeRozan. Then there's Murray. And it's Walker in at the 2. But with the playoffs coming up quickly, Clark, strength of schedule can play a big role as it determines where a team is going to be seated come playoff time.
No, I agree with you in terms of even just making the playoffs sometimes, Kevin, based on where teams are and who they're playing. I mean, those matchups against potential playoff teams that are still fighting for seeding, they can sharpen you up and get you ready. And actually, those games can be playoffs before the playoffs in many ways.
I always admire the coaches, Clark, that walk their players through the different scenarios because they should be aware.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You want everything out in front of you as long as your team is able to handle it, and most of these teams can. I think that's a good point.
Here's Walker after the made shot from Zach LaVine. And Aldridge, the basket on the assist by Walker.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Young in the corner. To the paint. B, the pass to Carter. Right wing, 5 to shoot. No good from B. The Spurs have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's DeRozan. Porter with a block. Here's B. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the San Antonio Spurs. It's a 5-point game. To the inside. Here's Aldridge. No good there. Good work defensively by Carter.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
Yeah, going hard to the rack, making a statement here early on.
Yeah, that's how he rolls. I mean, intimidate the opponent right now.
Now here's Murray. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game.
Murray is a spectacular talent. And when he gets going, watch out.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Walker against Levine. Shoots over Walker. Got it. Nice one there from Levine. Levine's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. And here is Murray. Gay outside. Pass to Aldridge. A fadeaway. Happy to see that one go in for his 2nd make in 5 attempts.
Have to D Aldridge up better than that. I mean, especially when he's roaming around this area of the floor.
And Clark, ordinarily quiet by nature, LaMarcus Aldridge has become a more outspoken leader in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone for the good of the team. Aldridge is, by nature, a laid-back, quiet guy, and sometimes that can work against the team. But in his case, he realized that he needed to be more vocal and stepped into doing that.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on B. That is his first foul of the game. Derek White's checked in for San Antonio. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And so here is Chicago. The Bulls leading by 5. Here's Levine, and the jam by Levine.
Hey, when you can beat people off the dribble, you got something going for yourself. I mean, Levine showing that great burst.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Outside DeRozan. Over to the wing. Carter against Aldridge. Clock at 6. Porter with the steal. Has to be. From deep three-point range. And the Bulls get it back. Stolen by Walker. Right side, White. There's the 3. Rebound by the Bulls. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Live by the 3, die by the 3. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
And, you know, I think the lack of success from the perimeter really did them in. They just couldn't get it going from there.
With the teardrop, no good that time. Nice D from B. The Bulls leading by 7. In the corner, it's Levine. And the pass to B. 1:58 left in the first quarter of the game. Porter passes to B. 4 on the shot clock. Walker with some nice D.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And, you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
B. It's no good. He is 4 for 10 in the game.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Gay dishes to White. Pass to Aldridge. They could use a bucket. The rebound by B. The Bulls have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks.
And, you know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drum. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. We were talking about the mid-range and the post-ups. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus. Bulls shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
Buck, you ever think we'll see a player coach in the NBA again?
I don't think so, Kevin. The role is just so demanding. You know, it requires so much, and there's so much scrutiny now. I don't think you can effectively play and coach in this day and age. No, I don't think you'll see it happen.
Last one we saw was Dave Collins back in the late 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's a long time ago, man.
With the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
DeRozan out there with Lyles. Then there's Murray. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Walker in at the 2 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, B in that last game against the Heat was a man on a mission. He contributed 31 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. That game was just the latest example of how hot he's been. We'll see if anyone can cool him down tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David. You know, GA, you wonder how much of that performance can carry over into this one.
You never really know what will happen game to game, but I sure wouldn't bet against it.
No, you can't bet against a guy like that. He looks like he's in a groove, focused, on top of his game. No reason that he can't keep it going.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And a chance now to take a look at the schedule for the Chicago Bulls. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Clint Capella and the Houston Rockets. Then on Monday, they'll be taking on Paul Millsap and the Denver Nuggets.
And for the matchup with the Sixers, it's not going to be a picnic. But they know heading in, it's a game you got to get excited for as a player. It can be a big statement taking down one of the top teams in the East.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
Ball's knocked loose. Young with the steal. Here's the break. Here's B. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Murray outside. 3 from Gay. Carter pulls it in.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Young's shot is off. Spurs trail by 11. Well, Clark, they say it's a make-or-miss league, as you know, and Thaddeus Young has that knack for finishing.
Yeah, he does. He's got a really good knack. Catches defenders flat-footed with his early release, and he's pretty crafty when he gets it inside, and being left-handed certainly doesn't hurt.
1:32 left to play here in the half. And Walker gets it to go on the assist by Aldridge. 9 points for Walker.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Aldridge.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
Chicago again turning it over. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
And you know what? If they run away with this game like they did in that one, I'd expect to see plenty of minutes again for the guys coming off the bench.
Whitey's checked in for DeJounte Murray.
And being 6'8", dunking, not an issue for Porter. All he needs is good position, and he's good to go.
Pass to Gay. Drains the three-pointer. Gay's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Here's B, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
Both free throws good from B.
And just doing a much better job of getting to the line this quarter than he did in the first.
On the wing, DeRozan. Guarded by Porter. DeRozan passes to Aldridge. Here's White. Another shot. Got that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 6 points with the basket from DeMar DeRozan.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's B. Gay with the defensive effort.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
White, good. White's got 7 points in the game.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
And a close game so far. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what we're seeing from B.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for Chicago right now, Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. Young and Carter are the big men inside. And it's B in at the point. Walker against Levine. Nice D from Levine. And so it's Young who brings it up for the Bulls. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
San Antonio shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws, 81% as a team.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. Here's B. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And that's exactly what you want to start the second half. Smart play call.
Yeah, they want to get the half off to a quick start, and they know who to go to.
And the Spurs making a change here. Owen Ellis checked in. Ball stolen. B. He's covered by Murray. Takes a 3. Murray with the defensive effort.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it.
Aldridge, no luck. The Bulls leading by 6. Here's Levine. Oh!
Well, we know Levine has the hops. That time showing off the creativity.
Murray, the pass to Aldridge. Porter against DeRozan. Banked in off the glass. DeRozan's got 6.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Chicago calls timeout.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Lyles checked in for Gay. Damari Carroll comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Bryn Forbes in for DeJounte Murray. Outside Aldridge. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Forbes. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Here's B. And that one is hammered home.
just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Greg DeRozan watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
Not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
And the first one at the line is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
White, he's checked in for the Spurs. Pass to Carroll. Miles inside. Arkin on him. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. For San Antonio, they have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them. No good on that one. Dunn, he's checked in for B. Here's DeRozan. Now, here's Aldridge. Outside, Walker. And no good. Nice D from Levine.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
King and Aldridge are up front. Then it's DeRozan. Then there's Murray. And it's Walker in a shooting guard. That's the San Antonio 5. Levine with it. He's picked up by Walker. Good on the bucket. 10 points for Zach Levine. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
B, he's covered by Murray. Down low, here's Young. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Clark, talk about the leadership of a guy like Thaddeus Young.
Man, he's one of my favorites because he's just solid. His actions speak louder than his words, and he's a grinder. I mean, he's a guy who just gives you everything he has and does all of the little things day in and day out. Tremendous locker room presence.
Murray kicks to Walker. Steps back and fires. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Chicago leading by 6. B, he's covered by Murray. And stolen by Gay. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Back to Murray. Outside, Walker. 5 on the clock. On the 3 off target.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him. And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
Greg, you can feel the sense of urgency they have to get this thing closed out as soon as possible.
Here's B. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And the first one drops. How do you think great coaches go about making that connection with their players?
Well, it starts with being candid and holding the player accountable. Great players want to and need to be coached. And great coaches find a way to do that effectively for that individual and for the team.
Here's Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
You know, sometimes there's just nothing you can do to bother Aldridge. A fantastic score, and he stays locked in, too.
Here's B. Kick out to Levine. Lets it go from deep. And the Bulls with another miss.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
DeRozan against Young. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
Oh, I tell you, DeRozan puts so much pressure on the defense, he practically forces guys to foul.
The first free throw is good. So he gets them both.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity, he's cashing in on those.
B, he's covered by Murray. They get it back, Carter. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
14 feet away. Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down now to just 8 on the basket from DeRozan.
You know, in these particular plays, guys, DeRozan really excellent at taking what he sees in these situations.
Young outside. B, he's covered by Murray. B, the pass to Carter. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And he comes up with the deuce. 30 points for B.
Boy, a terrific find. Levine plays mostly the 2, but he came into the league as a point guard.
San Antonio calls timeout. They trail by 10. 1:41 left in the fourth quarter. Now the presentation of our Jordan player of the game, B.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
During that break, Greg Popovich really had some strong advice for his team. Not happy with the way this game is going. He said, you're getting used out there on the perimeter. Inside the arc, we're doing some good things, but outside, we're a disaster. Tighten it up. Kevin, we'll see if they can close out on their shooters a little more effectively.
Levine, good.
You know what you get there? Levine strong enough now to take on contact, able to complete the play.
Porter against DeRozan. And finished off by DeRozan.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, Greg, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
B, the pass to Young. Here's B. That one's not going to go. So the Spurs will take it the other way. Outside DeRozan. Rebound by the Bulls. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Levine. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Guys, it's always fun to watch a player ascend from role player to star. And that's exactly what's happened with Levine. And it's been fun to watch.
So San Antonio. Six seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. From deep. No good. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.